Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano catch-up where every Friday, sometimes Saturday, we take a look back at the main news, items, events within the Cardano ecosystem that caught my eye this week. Lots to go through. If I do miss anything, let me know in the comments down below. Give the video a like, share it out if you think others can benefit, and subscribe if you're new. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. So we'll start out taking a quick look at the Lace wallet, which is the light wallet coming from IOG. It went on to Mainnet this week. We did talk about it in the live stream on Wednesday night. In this week's Cardano live stream on Wednesday, Paddy was suffering from man flu, so wasn't able to join us. But I did have Pete from Learn Cardano and really enjoyed going through a lot of the different projects, some that I don't know just as much about and Pete knows more on. So I think it was, I enjoyed the show anyway, but we did cover the Lace wallet. We'll go over it here again, and I will do a full tutorial on it at some point. Taking a look at it here, you can see nice clean layout. You have your tokens. This is a test wallet that I have put in here. You have your tokens, you have your NFTs. I don't have any NFTs in this particular wallet. The activity, the full history of the wallet, and then staking. You can come in and stake with any stake pool you want. You can see for this test wallet, I've just staked it to my own Cardano stake pool, and you have all the stats here of what's going on in the current epoch, like what epoch you're in, how long is left, and the total number of pools that are staked, or the total number of stake pools in the network at the minute. You have your general options up here, switch between light and dark mode, or you can lock the wallet. That's the basic overview of it. Some of the things that I've noticed and heard lots of people talking about is that right now you can only have one account in the wallet, which is a bit of a negative for me. And right now I wouldn't be pushing anyone new coming in to start using the Lace wallet. I think something like Typhoon or Flint are probably better options for people coming in new right now. And that is just because you can have multiple wallets. If someone's coming in and they just want one simple wallet, then maybe yes, Lace is nice, fast, easy to use wallet for them. And if you come up here, you will notice that in other wallets, when you come up here, you can switch between wallets. So what I mean for anyone not familiar with that is that I could import multiple different seed phrases into the wallet and have multiple different wallets in there. And even under one seed phrase in a lot of other wallets, or most other wallets, you can have multiple accounts under the one seed phrase, which is something that I really like, especially when using a hardware wallet, that you can have the main wallet and then you can have other wallets underneath it that aren't directly connected to the initial addresses, but can be used individually and displayed all in the one account. I will go through all of that type of stuff once I do the full dedicated video on it, but wanted to mention it here. And as you can see, nice little drop down from it, nice and simple, very similar to what you would get with MetaMask if you're looking at other wallets. Your overall basics here of what's going on in the wallet with tokens, NFTs, activities, and then staking, which all correlate to the 4 tabs at this point. Looking forward to seeing more developments on that, hopefully fairly soon, because right now it is a bit basic right now, but I have heard that every 3 to 6 weeks they will be bringing out new features into the wallet. Next up, we have the announcement that Aiken, which is an open source smart contract language and tool chain for building smart contracts on Cardano, has gone into its alpha stage, which is great to see. Anyone not familiar with it, we have talked about it here a few times, but it is for building smart contracts on Cardano, and it is an alternative to using Plutus, which some people find really hard to build on if you're not familiar with that type of programming. So great to see Aiken is moving forward and getting the support from the Cardano Foundation. As far as I've heard, there will be, like we had the Plutus pioneers to teach people how to code and write contracts in Plutus, there will be one for Aiken coming up in the hopefully not too distant future. And once I see the details on how to sign up to that, I will share them here in some of the videos. Then we have the announcement that Mark Cuban has invested into a Cardano project. So Book.io, which is one of the projects that is really trying to put utility behind NFTs. So it's all to do with, they have their book reader. You buy NFTs, which give you access to, or not access, but you actually own the book and you use the NFT to unlock it so you can read it within their app. There will be other features coming in where you can lend out the book, or you can pass on the book, you can sell it on to someone else. So lots of different use cases there, which is great to see. It was revealed in a podcast that they were on earlier in the week that Mark Cuban is an early investor into the project, and they say his advice and connections has been really good. Now, some people were a bit negative towards seeing Mark Cuban investing with some of his previous history within Crypto, sorry, it is absolutely hammering down rain here, fairly typical in Ireland. Just got me distracted there. But I think it's a good thing overall because it brings more attention into, first off, book.io, brings more attention into Cardano and other Cardano projects there as well. So overall, I think this is a good step and great to see book.io getting some good attention here. Then we move on to MELD, which has got some mixed reactions to this announcement. Last week we talked about the post they put out talking about how lending and borrowing won't be going to Mainnet right now, that they're working on an issue, that they've identified an issue with how transactions are processed on Cardano with regard to lending and borrowing and the dApp that they're building, and IOG are looking into it. Still haven't heard exactly what the issue is. Lots of speculation on what it is, and we talked about that last week and in the live stream on Wednesday, so I won't get into that now. But this announcement is that their MELD app, the wallet, is going to launch on May 3rd. This is going to be a multi-chain wallet, so you can store Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum, Avalanche, MELD, and BSC. They're also going to be launching their bridge. This is probably the best one for me, is the multi-chain bridge that they're going to launch to allow people to move assets between Ethereum, Avalanche, BSC, and Cardano. This is one I think will be really good. They are also talking here about the MELD L1 blockchain mainnet launch, which has been met with very mixed opinions. A lot of people associate MELD with lending and borrowing, which personally, that is the main product I want to see coming out of. MELD is the lending and borrowing on top of Cardano because they're looking to integrate fiat loans, which I think could be massive if they can pull that off. But this one here, from looking around, now they didn't put an article with this, which is surprising to kind of give more details on what it all means, but this looks to be the subnet that they're going to run on Avalanche, and maybe during the week I'll be able to do a dedicated video on MELD and everything that's going on if I can find more details on what this is going to be. They do say that will be launching on May 3rd, so we'll see how that works. Maybe that will help with the interoperability and the bridging between assets, bridging assets between Cardano and Avalanche. In the wallet as well, they will have staking and they will support NFTs. And they say here about seamless onboarding via Web3 auth. So create your MELD wallet using your email address in just a few clicks. I would say something like this, that's fine for new people coming into the space. Get your first wallet, that's okay, but email addresses can be hacked way too easy. As soon as you're comfortable, get away from that, get your seed phrase, get control, and understand how everything is going to work. And they will also be bringing a multi-sig wallet to Cardano, which is a feature that will be very welcome from different projects or different groups on Cardano that want to have more options for multi-sig wallets. Multi-sig is basically where there are many different owners of one wallet and a certain amount of them has to sign a transaction if there's going to be any funds moving out of that wallet. So if you look at DAOs or you look at different entities like teams, maybe multi-sig wallets are something that they should all be using. Next up, quick update from Milkomeda, and they're lowering their block times from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. So Milkomeda is very fast for anyone that has used it. And looking at this, it is going to get twice as fast now with block times being cut in half, which they say is going to be good for gaming. And this is really what they are targeting right now. Low fees, instant finality, fast block times. I probably am due a catch up with Sebastian fairly soon because there seems to be a lot happening with Milkomeda and specifically with Paima Studios over the last while. We mentioned it last week. Some of the new partnerships that they're getting and really starting to get a lot of traction out there. Another project then looking to bring utility to Cardano NFTs is Newm. So Project Newm is all about music, putting music rights behind the NFTs that you're buying, and they have launched their NFT marketplace dedicated to music collectibles on Cardano. Congratulations to the Newm team. We did talk a bit about that on Wednesday night with Pete, because he's a bit deeper down the rabbit hole with Newm. He was announced as an ambassador recently, but I have talked to the team before about trying to set up an interview, and maybe we'll be able to get that one set up fairly soon to find out exactly what's going on with Newm and everything they're trying to do with giving, I suppose, as well as putting utility behind the NFTs, also giving more power back to the artists that are producing the music, giving them more control and more of the funds that are generated from the music that they produce. Then we have the anniversary for Wingriders, who are 1 year live on the Cardano mainnet, and I had an interview with Karan yesterday, and I will put that one out over the weekend or maybe early next week, just going through what has happened with Wingriders up to this point and what the future looks like for them too. If you look at some of the updates that they put out for the anniversary, if you go into the settings, you now have your light mode as well as dark. Previous to this, it was all dark mode. And this one here I really like is the currency setting. So you can toggle between ADA and USD price. This is one I'd like to see more dApps introducing as well, because some people like to look at things in terms of USD. Others want to keep an eye on ADA and what the price of all the assets are in ADA. So nice to see these updates. And he did say there are more in the pipeline too, which we talk a bit about in that interview and will be live in the next few days. Next update is from Taptools, who have integrated NFT data into the platform. So lots of people here will be familiar with Taptools because I use it a lot on the channel to look at the different native assets on Cardano and how they are performing. And you can see now when you go over to it, trending NFTs, so you can see all of the NFT data. When you go into your portfolio, then you can see your NFTs in the portfolio. So great to see Taptools expanding, and from having a quick word with the team, there's a lot more updates coming over the next few months for the Taptools platform. On NFT data, if we look at jpgstore, they have added in a new section for analytics on each collection. So if you look at the Ape Society here, when you're looking through the different NFT collections and you're wondering what one to get involved with, you can see under analytics, there is all the data, and I think this comes in from CNFT Jungle, who are now Jungle at this point. I think they've dropped the CNFT. You can see sales history, listing history, holders, floor history at the minute. This is fairly similar for most NFTs in the space right now as the floors are falling. These are stats that are interesting if you're looking at different collections, is to see what are the holders like. And if you start to look at the holders history as well as how many different holders there are over time, lots of interesting stats if you're looking to dive down that rabbit hole. So then we go on to BigPay's announcement here about that if you are going to Consensus this year, there will be a Cardano meetup, and it's been organized by BigPay over at Atrium Lab as well as SingularityNet. So that is happening on the 28th of this month. So right now, that is 2 weeks from now. So if you're going to Consensus, make sure you check out the Cardano meetup at Consensus this year too. Seen this one, thought it was interesting, from Aada Finance and their latest governance vote on the assets to be added to the platform. You can see here NXT, which is Newnet, and CNET are the two that are up for voting at the minute. But it's interesting to see that NTX, yes, it seems like it's a big resounding yes that this will be added, but there seems to be a lot of opposition to adding CNET, and there is a decent chunk of people here that don't want to see CNET added to the platform. And right now it looks like CNET could be the first asset to be rejected or to be voted no on adding to the platform. We'll take a check in there next week to see what's going on and if there is any updates on that. So just on lending and borrowing then, there was some updates from Liqwid Finance during the week after they had their initial release of rewards last week, and we talked about the price dumping, and we went into this a bit on Wednesday nights too. They did add in the APYs onto the platform, showing the LQ rewards you would earn for supplying assets and for borrowing, but they have removed that today. It actually got removed yesterday because the numbers that were showing up here weren't updating. So they did have it in, and it was showing 282% APY for JED. So for providing JED, you were earning 282 or something percent APY, which is a massive return, and a lot of people were jumping into this. Once the numbers are added back in here, hopefully in the next few days, I will do a deeper dive video into this and some of the use cases or some of the potential that is out there right now. They have removed them because they weren't updating live. So I think that looking in the Discord, this number here was down under 100%, but it was still showing 282. So they have removed them right now. Another update on this was that previous to this, there was a 50-50 split in the LQ rewards. I think I have it here. So this is the Discord. You can see this is talking about the LQ rewards here. Previous to this, there was a 50-50 split for supplier and borrower. But what they have done is they have changed it to 100% for suppliers and 0 for borrowers, which I would have liked to have seen the numbers being added here and see how it balances out. And I would like to see at some point the community voting in to do give some incentives for people to borrow on the platform, even if there is small APYs on this side, to counteract some of the interest that people borrowing would need to pay. I think it would be good to encourage more people to get involved with the platform. I would come in and take out more loans if I knew that the APY I was going to earn from the LQ side was going to counteract or cover most, if not all, of the interest I would be paying to take out a loan in that asset. But I'll cover more on that when I do the dedicated video for Liqwid. In the middle of editing now and realized that I forgot to put in 2 points. So Emurgo's thread here. So a few different updates from Emurgo, and they do mention USDA here, but nothing on the updated timeline for that. Initially it was Q1, but I haven't heard an updated launch time just yet. But the main one that caught my eye and I wanted to highlight in case there's developers watching here is the Cardano Emurgo Build 2023 Hackathon, where Emurgo are putting up a prize fund of $2 million for 3 tracks for developers to come in and build on. That is DeFi derivatives, aggregators, and zero knowledge. When we get more details on it, I will put them out here, but I would say if you're interested in this, make sure you follow Emurgo to keep up to date on it. Initiatives like this are brilliant for Cardano as a whole, for not just the developers that are already here that can compete in this and hopefully get some funding from it, but also developers on the outside that will come in for the hackathon but may even end up staying and building on Cardano when they see what it's all about. The other update that I wanted to mention was Riot. So Token Riot. Now, I hadn't heard about this one until yesterday, till one of the team reached out and had a quick call with me. Someone I've known in the space for a long time now, and he was telling me a bit about what they're doing and the team that's involved. There are a lot of, we'll call them Cardano OGs, people that within the Cardano community you'll be very familiar with. At the minute, they're not putting their faces out there and they're not looking to sell you anything right now either. They do have an NFT mint this weekend, but it is going to be for free. So you just pay the fees, whatever it is. I think it might be 2 to 3 ADA from what I remember. For this NFT mint, they haven't even given an exact time. Provisionally, it will be on Saturday. I would say follow Token Riot on Twitter if you want to keep up to date with it. He did tell me that the NFTs that are minted, there will be 5 different mints, but they will be for free and they will have utility when the platform launches. I haven't been paid for this, or I have nothing to do with the team or project, but when it was someone who I know generally is looking to do good within the Cardano community reaches out, I said I'd just give it a mention here. Before finishing up then, we'll hit on one non-Cardano update that I don't know what to call it, but Cardano Exchange FTX could reopen, says its attorney. They have recovered $7.3 billion worth of assets, and there's talk that they might consider reopening in Q2. The FTT token yesterday, or was this Wednesday actually when this came out, the token price doubled, went from 130 I think to 260 and then 280. Not actually sure where it is right now. It doesn't really matter, but realistically I don't see how they could get trust back for the exchange. Hopefully people who had funds on the exchange will be able to get back their funds. More than likely they will get back the dollar value or some percentage of the dollar value that it was when the exchange closed, even though I think someone told us on Wednesday that Bitcoin was around $17,000 when it closed, and today it is nearly $31,000, but it's more than likely would be the dollar value that will be taken into account by the liquidators. But we'll see what happens there. Thanks for watching, guys. Do appreciate it. Hope you got some value. Share it out if you did. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.